All right.
Okay, so everyone's had their wee break. We're back. Rose, you've got this guy following you. The guy's name you discover is Wellworth. Wellworth, which is a very North Haven Brook name. They all have these very like old-fashioned, posh-sounding names, and he's following along behind you as you're kind of going. Where is it you're intended on leading him? You're muted.
Yeah, you're
Adam,
You're
muted.
you're
muted,
muted.
Adam.
Yeah.
Still muted.
Enjoy
Well,
it.
There we go.
I love how you're still talking.
By the way, earlier, because you rolled hot, you should have marked experience, I think. Just
I
checking.
did. I marked one experience.
Just checking. Good, good.
That was a little bit. I marked it.
By the way, do you roll experience even if you fail?
Yep.
Do you get
Yep.
experience even if you fail? Okay.
Succeed or
Oh.
fail, you mark.
Great.
So I think you should have marked as well, because I think you're
Yes,
sharp
that's what I
enough.
did, but
Cool.
I wasn't sure whether you did if you failed to roll or not.
Yeah.
But yeah.
All right, so yeah, where are
Great.
you leading this pleb?
Well, as I was miming earlier, I'm going to continue flirting with him as we walk along, and then I'm basically going to lead him to a dark alleyway and shank him if possible. I'm looking for a opportune moment to off him, rob him, and then go and search his room.
Awesome. And you know which section of the building his room is in.
I know which section of the room. I assume I know the place well enough to know if his key would have a number on it or something
Yeah,
like
he's
that.
probably got like a key with a big blocky number on it somewhere.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right,
Sounds
so
like
you're
that sort of
you're
place.
leading him through. Vieira is trying to keep up with you by scrambling through these ducts and the like.
That's so
Yes.
creepy.
I know. It's amazing.
Every time poking out. Vieira, could you roll to act under fire for me? I think if you want to keep up with them, because they're traveling
Yeah.
kind of outside and through, you're
sorry,
gonna have to
what
take
what
them
do
on.
I roll?
So that's a
Cool.
cool for act under fire.
Yes, sure.
If you want to try and
Ooh.
keep up.
Yeah, I want to try and keep up.
Oh, and you do. You keep up with.
Yeah, I
Really?
definitely keep up.
Awesome. So that means, let me just check. I'm still getting used to all this. Where are you? Act under fire. I'll find you. Is that a battle move?
No, it's just a cool roll, right?
Yeah, but I'm just looking for the move. I'm pretty sure I know what it does, but I just want to make sure I'm doing this right. Vehicle combat. Is anyone seeing it? What are the options for act under fire when you succeed with that? Oh, there we go. Do something under fire. On a 10 plus, you do it. So yeah, absolutely fine. You do it. You keep up without any problem, skittling through like some wee bits, poking out every now and then, but you keep up and keep yourself hidden as you move along without any difficulty.
Yes.
So Rose, you're leading this guy, so you're like ahead of him, like going, "Come on, this way, big boy." Only less obvious.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, not exactly that obvious.
So
I won't be like running ahead of him. I'll be walking along with him, sort of following close behind me, and I'll be making idle chit chat and keep making eye contact and smiling a lot. Maybe stroking his cheek or whatever. But I'm making sure that this is all out of view of everyone else. I don't want people to see this shit going down.
yeah.
So whenever I know that we're in the clear, then I'm
Do you have a
overly
spot
flirty.
in the compound that you tend to do this in? Like, do you have like a preferred murder of rich out of towners spot?
Yeah. It's somewhere that I know that Farah visits a lot, or I tend to see her there a lot. I obviously
Yeah.
don't know that she
It's-
follows me there, but
Yeah.
it's like
It's
it's a
this
good place
spot
to
with
dispose
kind
of
of like
bodies.
there's a nice big opening to the underground caves for Farah,
Yeah.
and it's out of the way. Yeah. So you're making idle chit chat. You're leading in this direction every now and then, turning around, sort of giving him like flirtative glances and we like cheek strokes. Fiera, you're trying your best to keep up, and you poke your head out of a window to kind of make sure, yep, he's definitely going towards murder spot. You've got work to do later on. But you notice that this man, as he walks along, is actually holding something behind his back.
All right.
He seems to have a scalpel in his hand.
Ooh, that's
And-
very dangerous.
Is following after one hand on his like stick, like going, But the other hand, he's hiding a scalpel just behind his back.
Okay. And I'm still
Wham,
like
wham.
behind them somewhere.
Yeah, you're still behind him. You're keeping pace effectively.
Yeah, yeah. Am I like in vents, or am I like below the ground more like, or
Where
am
would
I
you like
just
to be?
let's see what would make more sense. Are they still in the building basically, or
I
in a
think
building?
they've just came out of the building and they're moving between some of these big, blocky, military-looking buildings.
All right. So what I'd like to do is I'd like to just keep an eye still until he makes a move. Uh, and then I'd like to try and react by either helping Rose when she's trying to make a move, or by taking a preventive action when I see him going for the kill, or going for an aggressive action. Aggressive action.
Okay.
If I could possibly do that.
Yeah, no, you can keep track and you can be prepared to... You're basically preparing to help. Use the help action sort of thing, I'm guessing.
Yes. If I can do that, that would be great.
Yeah, I think that makes sense. You're there and you're prepared to, like, if he tries anything and Rose has to try anything back, you want to be there to jump out and, like, grab his leg effectively or something.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, okay.
I could maybe try to sucker punch him instead, but I kind of like to see what Rose has in mind.
Alright, so you're following along. You've almost reached your sort of preferred killing grounds, your spot of destruction and doom. And this guy's following along after you. And he's sort of saying, you are very pretty. We don't get many women like yourself in Wellhaven.
Oh. Is that why you like visiting the South?
I do. It's the only place I can find such works of art.
Oh. You're an artist.
I am indeed. There's great perfection in your face.
Thank you. No, I don't really know what to say to that.
No. And it's
We're
great.
nearly there anyway.
Yes, nearly there. And I think it's sort of you're sort of leading him along, moving through the area. He is. It's sort of this stage where he suddenly attempts to grab you from behind and pull you off into the dark corner of his own. And you can see he's got a scalpel, and he's holding it near your face and goes, "Yes, such perfection, but improvements can always be made."
Can I try and fix him with my dangerous and sexy look? Like, make eye contact and freeze him?
Now, let's have a
Is that
look
how
at
that
So
works?
that's right when you enter a charge situation. I think you've been in this charge situation for too long.
Yes, I
You'd
don't
have to have,
think
like, come
entering.
in when other people were fighting.
Or if you just burst in and created a charge situation, but I think you're not
Yeah.
entering the charge situation. You've been in it for a while and not
I'm already in
realised.
one. Okay. I will not
Yeah.
realize. Okay.
Yeah.
I don't know. I suppose I'd try to calm him down. I'd basically say, what? So he's actually trying to cut me with the scalpel, or is he just
He's pulling
holding me
you
and I've noticed
away.
he's got a scalpel?
He's kind of grabbed you from behind because you were leading him. So when you
Yeah.
kind of looked, you were looking back at him, you looked away, you looked back, you look away. One of the times you looked away, he grabbed you from behind, and he's kind of got an arm around your neck and this scalpel near your face, and he's trying to manhandle you effectively into, you've been taking him to your killing grounds, but now he's trying to drag you away for his own purpose. Like this isn't how you expected it to go.
I'd remain cool. I'd say, calm down. We're nearly there. We can hold this off until we get there. What's the rush?
Are you trying to make a move at all here, or?
I'm trying to calm him down, gauge what the fuck he's doing. I mean,
You could try and
at the
lead a
moment I'm
person
trying to talk him. Yeah,
if you wanted to. Yeah.
I'll read a person. I'll do that.
Keep talking. Don't make anything fair. You see him grab and start pulling away. You keep track, ready to help if it looks like.
Double sixes.
Damn, you guys are rolling like good.
My first roll is shit.
Good rolls.
Too hot damn.
Okay, so
Yeah, I don't think
now-
this is gonna help me though.
I mean, you get to ask. You get to ask 3 of these questions. Is the character telling the truth? What's your character really feeling? What does your character intend to do? What does your character wish I do? How can I get your character to blank?
How do I get his character to let me go?
Um, the best way to let him let you go would be to be completely compliant and make it appear as if you are completely helpless and that he doesn't need to restrain you to get his to overpower you effectively. Like he thinks you're just some girl from the bar. He's not expecting you to fight him. If you don't fight him, he'll back you into a corner and then let you go.
Okay. Wait, where are these questions? Sorry, I'm not going aggro. Seduce, manipulate,
Read a
help,
person.
fear. Read a sitch. There we go. So I get to
No,
ask.
read a person, not read a
Read a
sitch.
person.
The one just
I
below
get to ask 3.
Right
read a person.
underneath.
Yeah.
Dirk. I still get to ask 3 though. So
Yeah, so you've asked one.
ask 1. Do I get to do actions in between asking my questions?
Yes, if you want to ask him a question and know if he's telling the truth or not.
Yeah, because you're holding and you
Yeah.
can spend the hold.
Okay. So I know. So I can say, okay. We can go to your place. I'm up for whatever you want to do. Just, you know, I will follow you. I'll do whatever you want me to.
Okay.
I
I
want to
think
come across as nervous,
yeah,
preferably. Okay.
you come across like scared. Is what he's going to say.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, I think that's what he wants to hear. So he he drags you kind of in between these two buildings as we like dead end, and he shoves you back so he's in front blocking off your only exit, but he lets go of you and pushes you in. And he pushes you back a few steps. He's holding this scalpel in his hand. It's like, very good, very good. If you remain calm and you do as you're told, you might survive. Yes, and with such improvements, with great art, especially around the eyes, I can do great work around the eyes, I assure you.
See, I know I've got the other 2 questions. I'm not sure if I really need them. I suppose I can hold them. I don't know. So he's leading me somewhere.
He's led you into basically there's an alleyway with a dead end between two of these big military kind of buildings, and then he's pushed you in into it, so you're now dead. He thinks you're cornered basically, but he's let go of you, pushed you in there, and he's holding this scalpel, and he's basically talking about working on you.
Am I? Okay, so he wants to do work around my eyes, so I suppose I'd fix him with a look and say around my eyes. Why stop there? I mean, there's so much of me, and basically I'm trying to keep him talking so that I can get my blades and try and do him in before he does me. So I'm gonna say like so much more. I mean, why focus on the eyes? I mean,
You've got more characters. You've got more questions you could ask if any of them are
I'm
prevalent.
not sure. I assume his character's intended to steal my face, so I don't feel like I need to ask that. What's my character feeling? Seems like an odd. Oh, what am I asking? What's his character's feeling?
Yeah, what's your character feeling?
Okay, what is his character feeling? I suppose.
Great elation. Great elation. Excitement. He's moving towards something that he really wants to do. And he's definitely not feeling horny. This is not about sex to him. Like your seduction isn't going to work that way. This is about something more important to him.
It's about art.
Yeah. Now
it's about art.
Yeah, at some stage you're like, this is a little different from D&D where I'd be like, make a saving throw against Blade or against your armor. You have to make a move for something to kind of happen. Otherwise, he's just going to cut your face up. So at some stage,
I mean, what I would say is I would let my hair down, which is basically I take out the chopsticks, kind of whatever, do what women do, where they flick their hair out and all that. But that would usually be a seductive thing, but I suppose I can play into him thinking that I'm trying to be seductive, move closer to him, and then try and go at him with the blades.
Okay, so are you trying to sneakily get, like, you don't want him, you're not just going for him, you're trying to remove it kind of,
Yeah,
and then,
remove the chopsticks, flick
alright,
out the hair, so it looks like that's what I'm doing. I'm letting the hair down. The letting the hair out is more distracting for the fact that I've now got weapons in my hand.
yeah,
Although they don't look like weapons, they just look like wooden sticks, really.
okay,
But they've got the hidden blades in them. And then I'm going to move closer to him, where he might sort of get the scalpel ready to cut into somebody's face. I imagine that isn't so much a slashing action as it would be a carefully holding somebody in place
yeah.
and carving.
I think what you're doing is you're trying to distract him with your kind of hair and everything, so you can get in and stab him without him realizing.
Yeah.
So if you can do that, do something under fire, so if you can roll cool and do it well enough, you'll get to sucker him, which means you just get a free attack on him because he's helpless.
Oh, what the fuck is up with my rolls? Come on, guys. Soak it
I'm
in.
not going to get to make any moves in this game. Yeah,
Look at
you,
it, though.
you.
I don't think
he
that's
is
quite how it
completely-
works, but whatever.
He is completely drawn in by what you've done, and he thinks he's got you under his control. He thinks maybe he even has like a willing subject for the first time, and does not realize there's about to be a blade stuck in his stomach. So you get to sucker someone, which definitely sounds like something Rose would do. So it's like going aggro, but the victim has no choice but to cave in and do what you want. If you couldn't, you simply inflict harm as established.
I think someone's trying to mess. Yeah.
So suckering someone, if that's it's like inflicting harm like that, but only if she could miss. If she couldn't miss, according to you,
Yeah, she can't
then
miss.
she just applies her harm.
She can't miss. That's what the cool roll was for. It was to distract him to say that the knife can go in before he even realizes he's in danger. So you just do harm. So how much harm do you do if you're like blades?
I think the blades are just a +1 harm or 1 harm. Or
I
something.
think they should be +2. Because
So
The it's a
take
hidden.
the base of the battle babe, and then you add whatever bonuses you have.
yeah, so it was a handle, wasn't it? Blade conceal.
Yep.
So handles +1, blades +1. So it's a +2.
It was a
weapon.
handle +1. Okay.
So you do this thing. He's like, yes, finally, I'm willing. And then you just drive your thing into his stomach. And he pauses for a second, looks down, and then goes, "Oh, God!" And like stumbles backwards and starts, gasping and making these horrible guttural noises. Horrible guttural noises that meet. For some reason, they just travel through the October air to you. The sound of these horrible noises of pain. An angel, or scalpel, sorry. You hear from just outside your room somebody cry out in pain.
Yeah, so I'll like slowly stop what I was doing, like take back all my tools, pack it up, and slowly go out.
Okay, so you
Trying to
begin
reach
to make your
where-
way. It's just around the wall, so it shouldn't take you too long to get around. But I think somebody else is moving significantly faster than Scalpel.
Yeah.
And I'm very close as well.
Yeah, you're close by. You just see, like, you were probably like getting ready to help Rose when it just became clear
Yes.
she didn't require the help. Like,
Yes, exactly.
stuck the blade
So I
straight
would
in.
probably just go up real quick, and I will just go up to Rose, like just looking down, looking at her feet mostly, but like just sort of shifty, and you clipped one of their wings.
Yes,
yeah,
I did, child. Yes, I
Farah
did.
just materialized from the darkness.
This one was a little louder than the others, so I
Oh
don't
God,
know.
my stomach! Oh,
I,
that shouldn't be
shut up.
there.
I
I
don't know
just
if you're
sort
gonna
of
have a meal out of this one, child. I'm sorry.
I think I'll manage, and can I just sort of cut off one of his arms and take it with me?
Well, before we do that, Meat, you've
There's a
heard
knock at the door. Slaughter delivery.
It's amazing.
Yeah, you can hear somebody. It sounds like around a wee alley and down a few steps. Like Domino hasn't noticed. Domino is just like walking along. She's taking you to get some stew. But you're sure you've heard the sound of meat.
Oh yeah,
So what,
I know meat when I.
Yeah. What does meat do?
So I think like drop the elk, and it's like, and then just like Olympic runner, just sprint in the direction, like pulling out my axe and like screaming at the top of my lungs.
Okay, so Domino is like meat, or does she call you meat or cheese?
Probably meat.
Meat, meat,
Yeah.
meat, meat, and you just take off running, and the guards who were watching you take off running after you. So you come around this corner suddenly to see there's like this well dressed man with his like a blade wound in his stomach. There's the pretty red headed girl, and this strange young girl. Fiera, were you drawing something to cut the guy's arm off with?
Oh yeah, one of my cleavers.
Carrying a
Everybody's
cleaver.
got knives, knives, and knives and knives, but no axes. I have the only axe.
So I don't think we've gotten a good description of meat yet. So describe the person who just came barreling round the corner.
So meat is an 8 foot tall, just muscle bound monster. He's got this like hockey mask on his face with like red and blue paint all over it. He's got half a pair of like football shoulder pads, American football shoulder pads on his chest with like the one big shoulder. He's got a bulletproof vest on, and on the back there's like a license plate that says meat.
That's amazing.
He's got like these ripped up military cargos on his legs, and then on his feet he's got one dirty Converse All-Star and one cowboy boot, and he's just got this blood-stained fireman's axe, and he
That's
just
my
comes
favorite
howling
bit.
in.
That's my favorite bit. My favorite bit is the one bloodstained Converse and the one cowboy
Yeah.
boot.
Definitely.
So we're
That's
standing
so
there and a
great.
bloodstained thrift shop robbery comes around the corner.
Yeah. So Fiera, you were moving forwards when charging round the corner, big bloody black wings behind him, deep hollow eyes, comes the
Yeah.
biggest wolf.
Yeah,
you've
yeah,
ever
yeah.
seen.
I just run past the corpse, well, at least the dying body of whatever the fuck his name was,
Yeah.
and I just sort of try and hide behind Rose. I think
Yeah. Okay. So
like
you,
it's
Well worth that was
one,
the guy.
one, and I just sort of like crouch behind her, and I'll just sort of keep whispering like, it's the winged ones. It's the winged ones. They
Stay
howl
behind me,
in the
child.
night.
Stay,
They howl
stay
in the
behind.
night.
It's fine.
And I just sort of like try to like my gaze just keeps on keeps on shifting.
yeah. You try and be as small as possible.
Yeah.
And what does the winged one do?
So I think Meat's just like looking back and forth between the three of them with like just this like his face is almost clouded by this like huge like thick of smoke that is his breath freezing in the air coming out of his mask, and it's just like surrounding him and flying up as he's just breathing heavily, and he's like, "Who dies first?"
I guess I'm just coming at this moment because when I heard him scream, I just start walking faster and faster because I'm like, oh no, not meat again.
Yeah,
And
so
when he says who dies first, I just put a hand on his shoulder and says, try at least to put a hand on his shoulder and say, no one, big guy, the medic's here.
No. If anyone goes near this fucking child, they die first. So at the end of the day, it is up to you.
I decide who dies first.
what the hell is
I'm
going
just
on?
gonna step back.
He like touches his face. What do you think? And I'm using Norman.
Which
Partial
does
success. So what does a partial success get you with Norman?
So on a 7 to 9, I will take +1 if I do what my mask wants, and I'm acting under fire if I don't. So what does Cheese want? That's up to you, Mr.
Tell
DM.
me, do you have an idea of who the character Cheese is?
Cheese is a
Is he the calming voice, or is he the...
yeah, he's this sensible kid from Louisiana.
the sensible
He's-
kid from
well, not a
Louisiana?
kid, but like he's like a sensible like he used to work at like a department store in like New Orleans or something.
Yeah. So
So he's like,
I'm not going
he's
to try
very
a New
calm.
Orleans accent because I'll just sound like Gambit from X-Men. But you,
I don't see anything wrong with that.
yeah,
There's nothing wrong with
Neither do
that.
me.
That's part of Louisiana, right?
Yeah. You say, or I could try and channel True Blood, I guess. You say, meet, put the axe down, and just relax for a minute. Because there are 5 armed soldiers coming up behind you, and they will shoot you. And you can take a lot of bullets, but not that many.
And so it's like almost instantaneously, like everyone, this big dude just like drops it and like sits down in the most awkward, like cross-legged sit of all time, just completely hunched over, and he like nods his head to the side, looking around.
Even sitting down, you're almost as tall as most of the other characters. So yeah, Scalpel, you seem to have defused this situation. And there's this guy sitting bleeding from the stomach going, the bitch stabbed me. She's trying to rob me. And as that
I don't-
happens, five men with, Domino and 5 other guards, and they're all wearing kind of mishmashed military gear, but with like helmets that don't quite work, like some of the biker helmets and stuff, or added on bits of armor, come running around the corner pointing their guns up and goes, "What the hell happened here?"
Can I tell that Meat is somewhat calmed down now and
He's just, like,
is
bobbing
still
his
clearly
head
a
to
crazy
some-
motherfucker?
Some music that you can't hear. He's just like, he's like singing him a
so
lullaby or something.
What Rose is going to do is she's going to go. She's going to obviously hide her hidden blades, maybe put her hair back up. But she's go, "Oh God, thank God you're here. This man was attacking me and this child in the alley, and this colossus, this brave hero just came out of nowhere and saved us. He's so brave. He deserves a medal.
What? That's
He
not
really
what happened.
does."
You stabbed me. You were trying to take my. You stabbed me. You were trying to take my money. I think he was planning on robbing my room.
I'm just gonna
God, I'm bleeding.
walk slowly towards him, not listening to anyone, and like sit down, put out some gear, and start putting my hand on his torso, like lay down, shut up, and start
He does so.
try to heal him.
So, are you trying to manipulate the guards into believing your story and not this guy's
Yeah.
story?
Yeah, I'm basically trying to gang up on this guy with using as much evidence as I can, because obviously I can't say, "Oh yeah, he was attacking me and I stabbed him," and they go,
And-
"Where's your knife?" and I go, "Well, I don't have a knife."
In all reasonableness, like, it's pretty what works well with like the narrative. Like, she's this sweet girl as far as everybody knows,
Yeah.
and Meat
Yeah.
is pretty well known for slaughtering people. So it's
Yeah.
This
definitely
guy's a
really
stranger. Yeah, Meat is a
Makes
clear person that's
Very
going to
good scapegoat.
interject.
Yes.
I'm glad everybody loves my plan.
Yes. I think you need to roll manipulate someone for that, though.
I can help
Oh,
by
this is-
existing as Meat. I'm gonna roll help.
Yeah, you can roll
Okay.
your hex to help.
What is it? It's what I have on my sheet. Yeah,
Yes.
I think she's pretty, so I get
Oh,
+1.
6 is a miss, so I need something. I think, what do I need? Just one on a
Just
help?
one.
Or-
Oh, I rolled a 6 too.
So does that mean you also suffer the consequences on a fail?
Well,
On a
be
miss, I just be
prepared.
prepared for worse.
Okay, so it's
Yeah.
a double prepare for work. Does anybody else want to try and help Rose? Can more than
No.
one person help?
Like, to the extent of preparing for the worst, I just sort of like lean over the bleeding out body, and I just sort of like when he's talking, I just put my hand over his mouth, and like, be quiet.
And just be like, "Thanks, Farah, thanks."
Let the blackness of your eyes consume you. I will take you somewhere quiet.
I've never been quiet. Quiet is quiet, but quiet is not quiet when Meat is quiet. Quiet Meat is loud meat. Meat is disgusting.
So-
I'm a vegetarian.
Domino, go get more of the men, and maybe wake up the major. So Domino takes off, like take it over and say, okay, I don't know what the hell's going on, but it looks like you just stabbed the envoy and the son of the leader of North Havenbrook. So that's not good. I think you're all...
Stabbed. He has a scalpel. I don't even have a weapon.
Well, I don't know whose scalpel that is. Wait,
The scalpel that doesn't have blood on it, so clearly hasn't been used
No,
to
I don't
attack
know
anyone. The only
whose
person
it
here with
is.
tools is the angel.
so what, he stabbed himself? Are you saying the angel stabbed him?
I stabbed
I
myself.
said the big guy. I don't know his name. He's fucking huge.
Okay.
Look at him.
Everyone's
Humming to
going in the
himself.
brig.
As long as you're locking up the guy that tried to attack me and the child, yeah, I'm fine with that. Yeah, I'll go and sit in the brig.
Lock,
That's not a
lock,
problem.
lock.
You mean the man who was stabbed in a back alley? Don't... Rose, this isn't the
Drag me in
first
here.
time...
Look at the bruising. Look at the bruising.
I don't see any bruising.
Does the angel see any bruising? You're a doctor. Bruising. He choked me, man. He dragged me into an alley.
Rose, from what we've
If it
heard,
wasn't
that
for the
could be
big
almost
guy.
anyone choking you.
I could have choked you.
Yeah, unless
feel very
anyone's going
popular,
to
right?
resist too hard, they are going to politely demand that you all go to the brig.
Okay, I just say, I just stay here. I'll ask two guards to stay and just try to heal the guy.
Yeah, that's fine.
Just that guy.
I don't know how your angel healing works. I've never actually read the angel playbook that closely.
I roll plus
Wait, so-
stock spent,
Yeah,
actually. So I'm gonna spend just one stock.
How many guards are here currently?
4. But more are
4.
being sent for, and they'll be here soon.
All right, I'm gonna see if I can't kill some of them.
I mean, you can do. These are the security of the town.
Mhm.
Okay. Before you do that,
No one puts meat in chains.
you're going to have to act under fire, because you'll be going against what Norman said.
Okay. Well, so okay, that's fine. Nice.
Nice.
Okay.
Good.
So
That's probably the best for the narrative.
lame. Okay, so I'm,
And I'll
I'm
just
prepared
roll.
for the worst. So I think like
I'll
I'll
just
probably get up with this axe, and then what happens, Doc?
You get up with the
I'm
axe.
I'm fine with going to the brig.
Yeah. You get it with the axe, like, "Rrrp," and then you just hear Norman's voice in your head, like going, "No, mate, sit down." And everyone just sees Meat kind of go cross-eyed for a second and faint. Like,
That's amazing.
just falls like a tree in the woods. And
Medic,
crashes.
attend to the big man. He's clearly in more need than the guy on the floor.
so I'll just roll plus 2. I'll spend 2 stock
Okay.
for the guy on the floor. So that's
Yeah.
a 12.
You definitely.
So
helped
I get
him.
to choose 2 things.
Sure.
That's on the Angel playbook.
Okay.
So I get to choose. He fights, and I have to narco stab him. The pain and drugs make him babble me the truth. So I get to ask one thing. He responds very well to treatment, so I recover 1 of my stock spent. He's at my complete mercy, so I can do whatever I want to him.
Even the good guy Angel's moves are mildly creepy in this game.
Yeah, definitely.
You're like an
Uh,
angel and take some brainer moves. Oh boy.
Their course of recovery teaches me something about my craft, so I mark experience. And he owes me time, attention, and supplies, so I'm gonna hold it to him.
Okay.
I guess I'm gonna choose. I'll have to narco stab him because it's like, oh my god, I get
Yeah,
pain on my stomach.
He's flailing around. He keeps trying to push you away. So.
And
Ooh.
yeah, and I narco stab him, and it's like he's gonna be like some delirious. No,
Delirious.
Delirious.
delirious. Yeah. So I'm gonna use it to ask him a question. Like really calmly say, what really happened? Tell me.
I was gonna cut her face, make her prettier. Better without a nose. Maybe one ear instead of two. Symmetry is overrated.
That's amazing. That's very Bioshock 1.
I'll just look at the two gardens. You
Did they
heard
hear
that?
that? Did the guards hear
Did the
that?
guards hear? That is the question. I think they did. Yeah, meat drills into the dirt. The guards hear that and go, "What the?"
As I'm being carted off to the cells.
Yeah, no, they're mid carting and they're like, "All right, well, clearly this guy was in the wrong. Look, a night in the cells. Talk to the major in the morning, but from the sounds of it, you at the very least you defended yourself, and the big guy here, something of a hero."
He's the real hero of this story. As long as I'm not in the same cell as the guy that just tried to cut off one of my ears and my nose.
Oh yeah, no, that's for sure.
I'm quite fond of my ears and
Sweet
my
home
nose.
Alabama. Lord, I'm coming home to you.
Did Farah manage to get into the sewers, or is she being
Oh,
carted off
did
as
Farah
well?
try and sneak into the sewers?
Yes.
Please roll under fire for me. So roll your cool.
Okay. Yeah. Just a minute.
Am I able to help with that?
Yeah, you can
Because
help.
I would definitely try and help her.
Yeah, you
So
could
roll
try to
your
distract.
oh,
Duck! I miss.
Well, you're a hex with me. Yeah, that's gonna
yeah.
miss.
You
Oh, that's
miss.
not gonna work out at all
Annoying.
then.
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah.
Okay, so you make it into the sewers, Farah, but they see you
Okay.
go.
All right.
So that's kind of your flinch. You took a little too long, and they see you scutter away. So they know you were here and involved, and they also know that you were, they are aware
Sure.
that you were involved.
But
in
I
somehow.
scurry away anyway.
Yeah. I think we fade out with everyone getting dragged off to the hold. And we come back up to Constantine. I'm sorry you've been kind of left alone for a while there, Constantine.
It's alright.
Wake
No,
him
it's
up
alright.
first.
Constantine, when we come back to you, you're standing, there's snow around you. You're kind of up a hill a little bit to where the drug deal was supposed to be. Oh, cool. So Constantine, you fly back in. This is where the deal was supposed to be. It's an old parking lot, big enough that it's not being overtaken by the nature's regrowth, effectively. Your gang is kind of spread out around you, and there's all these big, there's all these old, what am I name? Traffic lights, street lights. You know, the big street lights you get in the parking lot to keep it lit up. And
Okay.
strapped to each of these street lights is the corpse of one of the people who you were here to meet. Members of this gang of drug drug dealers, effectively. I don't know if you had a good connection with the gang or not, but yeah, they're strapped up to these posts, and on all of their faces you can see that they've had their lips cut off, and then like cuts put along here to make it look like they've got big Joker-esque grins on their faces. And Leanna's there going, shaking her head and going, "This only happened an hour or so ago. If we'd been on time, we might have got the shipment before this happened."
Not even there, and she's pissing me off.
If it had been on time, perhaps some of our people would have been up there as well.
Get wrecked.
Oh, are you afraid of a fight now, sheep?
Not at all. But I'd rather get paid for what I'm doing. This seems more like free labor.
She kind of gives you the kind of stern eye she always does, but then eventually just shrugs and begins moving amongst them. It's like, well, we should probably get back to the base soon. Anyway, I think the carnival's coming to town. that would be the next stop for them.
Yes. Do you see any of the items they might have left?
Items.
I don't know if the carnival would be interested in the drugs.
The carnival's always interested in drugs.
Me too.
Hmm. But, well. So, just as a reminder, we were there to kind of oversee was we there to kind of transfer the drugs for them to us? Or were we just there as bodyguards?
That's up to you. I don't know if your gang buys and deals drugs or if you'd be more the bodyguard for somebody else who was doing it.
Yeah, because I remember we were saying that we were there just to oversee the like we were being paid to oversee the transaction to make sure it was all going to be above board and no like trickery was done
Okay.
by any of the parties.
Yeah.
So we were like the mediaries basically.
Yeah.
So I'd say to her,
Were you traveling there with one of the two parties? Like, were you their escort or?
no, we were just there as like we were traveling with them. We were just there as supposed to be like a neutral party that was just basically paid to make
Yeah.
sure no bad shit went down.
Okay.
Um,
All right.
so I'd basically say to her like, do you see any of the other group, or is it just the one?
It just seems to be Cayman's lot. I'm not seeing the others. What would the name of the other gang be?
The Hershey boys.
Boys? Boys.
I want to join that gang.
The Hershey Boys. Yes, the Hershey Boys. They must have hit before the Hershey Boys showed up. Lucky for them. They always did have sweet luck.
Oh
Yes.
no, this is going to divulge into puns. Just constant puns.
Pun mission.
The Hershey boys.
Well,
That isn't
at least
it
they
weird
made it out.
though. Did they though? Are we sure?
Have the same
What if?
information you do, Constantine.
Yes, but if we were an hour late, does there seem to be any kind of like tracks or anything around, or is it just like
Do you want to read a
Goes in.
situation?
yeah? If I could,
Yeah, go for it. Read a situation.
sharp isn't my best tack. I should have picked it.
Oh, great. Like
Fits the
you.
character.
Perfect. Boom. So what were your kind of thing? You were looking for tracks and stuff?
Yeah, like to see if like it was just like the two people coming in, or if it was and more, or if it was just like the two and that was it, and then like no other outside people were like there. So I'm thinking it was mainly.
Yeah, there are tracks. It looks like the Hershey Boys came after the slaughter and then left.
I just go over to the can and just go like, son of a bitch, and I just start like kicking it. God fucking damn it!
Twitch runs over and just smashes his foot as hard as he can into the thing you were kicking. And then limps away.
God damn it! I pay no mind like it's like a constant, like a constant thing he just does.
Yeah. As soon as you
And
start attacking something,
I'm
he'll
just
normally get
like,
in.
fine, let's move out. I don't want to stay here too long. Make sure our bikes don't get too cold.
Okay, so you all mount back up and you begin heading back to the base.
Yeah.
So I think morning comes. Your patient stabilizes Scalpel. Do you keep him under? Like, you could if you wanted to. You've got him unconscious. You could quite easily keep him unconscious for a while longer, or you could let him wake up.
No, I keep him unconscious. Like, stay around. I keep him unconscious in order not to have to stay or to let guards beside him. So I just keep him unconscious and but stay close, like just grabbing coffee and waiting.
Okay, cool. So the night goes by. Everyone spends it in the cells, which are cold and dank. Meet your cell is particularly in. I don't think they put you. Yeah, you're in a brig cell, but you're in the one without bars. You've got the big steel door, and they probably moved some furniture in front of the door as well, just to be certain.
Of course.
And then the morning comes. Rose, like some soldiers come to get you. Like, all right, Rose, come on. And Domino comes and opens the door for you. Like, opens it slowly. It's like, Meat, are you going to be a problem?
Me?
She makes it. They make a point of looking around the room.
Me
Yeah.
was the same. Like,
You. Are you going to be a problem?
yes.
Meat.
Got to admire his honesty.
Now, it seems that people have decided that the gentleman from last night was in the wrong, and you did a good thing by stabbing him. So if you are not a problem, you'll get thanked, your hand shaked, and everything will be good. If you
I don't want to be a problem. Okay.
Yeah, don't be a problem,
Okay.
because there are 4 other guys behind me with machine guns.
Well,
Who-
there's the problem.
They're just here to make sure you're not a problem.
What about them?
Oh,
Are
they're
they gonna be a problem?
they're not a problem. I promise. We've known each other for a long time,
Okay.
me. Have I ever done anything to get you in trouble?
You're right. You're like,
So
he's probably like hunched over in this room and he, like,
yeah, you're
walks
way
forward,
too
like
good
how
for-
a gorilla approaches someone who's like feeding them in their enclosure and like
Yeah, and Domino's not in their full, like they're always in armor, but
Right.
they kind of have the sleeves up so you can see their like completely tattooed arms. It's like
Mhm.
they reach out like come on, like take my hand, it'll be fine, I'll lead you.
take it in my gigantic mitt and
Yeah,
like
it just wraps around like that. Domino's not a big person, so like it just wraps around his hand, but they completely comfortably lead you out of the room. Outside, 4 fully armored, like SWAT-looking guards are waiting with rifles, not pointed at you, but in a position where they could quickly become pointed at you.
like an eye twitches underneath the hockey mask and I'm like
Domino gives
No
your hand a
problems.
squeeze. It's like, come on, and leads
Lumber
you
out.
to. So you get taken effectively to kind of like an assembling area, and you have to wait a little while. Like there's a bunch of guards waiting calmly around, like nervously, I suppose, around the room with Meat. A little time passes. It's just Rose and Meat standing next to each other. The size
where's my
difference.
axe?
They give you your axe.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
They
I'm
gave
just,
him an axe.
Yeah, mate.
stroking it.
I will probably edge a couple of inches away from him if they've just given him an axe and I'm
Okay.
standing there in next to nothing.
Daddy
Yeah.
not gonna let you take him no more. They
A
ain't
little
gonna
while
take you from
passes,
Daddy.
and the major shows up. The major is about 6 and a bit foot tall, like very stern-faced man, deep blue eyes, kind of gaunt features, very very serious in expression. He comes in, he's like,
Mhm.
"So this is Meat. This is the one you've been letting help you round town, Domino." Goes like shrugs. It's like walks up, and you notice the major doesn't seem particularly intimidated by you, like healthily cautious, but not as frightened as most would be. And he reaches out his hand and goes, probably like that. "I owe you a thanks for helping Rose here. Got herself into trouble again."
And I like look to Domino for affirmation that I should be like touching him.
Yep, Domino nods, like nervously.
And I like take his hand. It's like super enthusiastic shaking. It's like, well, it was my pleasure.
So it's a brief, like, kind of lift it up. You almost dislocate his shoulder, and he takes time. He's like, yes, well, very good. Ah, Rose, this isn't the first time something like this has happened with you.
What can I say? I'm an easy target. Bad people just seem to gravitate towards me.
Yes, at least this time they survived.
It breaks my heart. We were just lucky that the angel was there, and I'm just lucky that he was there. He saved my life. He's just so strong, and I feel safe having him protecting the town. Domino, she's he she he she. Domino's a smart individual for having me around. I feel blessed.
He's definitely like staring at you. Like, you've always got the feeling the major's a little suspicious of you more than most. Like, sees a bit through it. Could you act under fire? Just try and stay cool. You know, stay cool.
Everybody be cool. You be cool. Partially.
Partially.
Yeah,
So
I'm
he's not-
mostly cool.
He's not sure. He's not convinced, but he knows you're not. You know, he's not totally convinced by your story, but he's not going to call you out on it today. He
I'd like to open
nods.
my brain to the psychic maelstrom.
You want to open your brain to the psychic maelstrom? Thank fuck.
Sure
Yes.
Fuck yeah.
Fuck yeah. Wow. So, an 11. So, on an 11, when you open your brain to the psychic maelstrom on a 10 plus, the PC gives you good detail. So, what does it look like when Meat looks into the psychic maelstrom? I think it's different for everybody. Everybody has their own version of this. What is it
So
for
I think
Meat?
Meat like straightens his mask a little bit, like just like hunches forward, and then he smacks himself in the face with his axe, and like his eyes kind of rattle, and he's like looking around while his ears are still ringing, and like
Yeah.
he gets it differently.
So I think as you're looking around, like this familiar change comes over everything, and you're no longer seeing the people there in the same way. You're no longer seeing. Suddenly, like the walls are like great slabs of steak, or ground meat, and all the flesh melts away from the people, and they're just sinewy muscle underneath it, and you can see the muscle that makes them up. Everything is made of meat. And you can see that meat and get a good look at it. And you look around, you can actually see like a Domino. Like there's marks on her meat. Like it's got like
Her meat. Domino's a woman.
their meat.
He worked that out.
No more gender refinery.
Their meat.
Quick, make notes, everyone.
Or
It's covered in tattoos and like marks, despite like this flesh disappearing. And you can see like the meat of like Rose is out and all that. You notice that the Major's meat, like he cuts a very like imposing kind of physically. He's a very strong built man, but you notice like the Major's meat, there's like a cancerous lump on it, on the head, and it's spreading out, kind of across, kind of the features of his face in these kind of dark lines, effectively.
Okay.
And you get this kind of view for a second, and then it snaps away, and you're back in the less meaty world. And the Major then
Well, that's a
said,
disappointment. I sure do like meat. And to everybody else, it looks like I just hit myself in the head and was like, that's a disappointment.
the Major eyeballs you and goes, right, well, we better get to the docks. We just found out the carnival's coming to town. And he sounds kind of exasperated. And everyone begins to file out.
Oh wait, what happened to the weirdo that tried to cut my face off?
He's
I
under
assume
sedation.
you're not just letting him go, huh?
That's a problem for another day. He's an important man of North Havenbrook. We'll need to
Oh,
talk
so we don't mind if they're gonna defile the people of this town. It's okay to just let
I
them
like
go.
defiling.
The Major
Meat likes
walks away.
defiling.
The Major walks
Fine,
away, and I think like You find out most of the town is like gathered near the docks. The base is next to like as an old military like dock effectively, and out in the water are all these old half sunken battleships, destroyers and minesweepers sticking out of the water. Looking at them, you can tell they all turn their guns on each other, and probably sunk themselves in one great hurrah of combat. And as you're kind of looking out, it's very misty at this time of morning. There's lots of this mist out across the water. And as everyone's looking out, and I think everyone's there, you just hear slowly kind of coming across the water. Little jingle jangle of these chimey music, and it's all kind of out of key with each other, coming from different sources.
Yeah, Meat's jamming out.
Yeah, Meat's
It's like air guitaring on his axe. It's
yeah.
great.
And as you're watching, the mist breaks apart, and all these barge-like boats, painted bright, beautiful, like purples and reds with silver and gold inlayings, come out of the mist. And on top of each boat is like a man chained up, cranking this crank, making the diddly dee 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 diddly dee dee dee. And they're just like, they're naked and chained to these things, like making the diddly dee 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 as they go. And there's about 6 of these boats coming, and in the middle of them there's one much larger barge. It looks like an old some sort of military personnel transport ship. And as they're kind of watching, the major like shakes his head and goes, "This day was going to be tough." And Domino goes, "At least it can't get much worse." On the other side of the compound, at the gate entrance, that's when Constantine's gang begins to pull up. So instead of the diddly dee dee dee, over this side it's just the roar of bike engines and the quad bikes that precede the Harleys. Do you make a grand entrance when you come back to the base, Constantine?
I suppose it's all like I'm at the head of like an arrow point, so I'm at the tip, and then it's just like the old woman, and then it's like the bodyguard, and it just kind of like spirals off into like certain like rankings of the entire gang.
Yeah.
And we're all just like massively like loud like chopper and bike noises as we all just kind of like ride in. Yeah, do like a long circle round.
Yeah, so you begin to like come up this big arrow point. Like it's difficult to stay informational at the time because the road is so overgrown. And every now and then, like somebody in a dirt bike will jump over like the procession, like to show off a little bit. Cut away, come around the corner, do a jump. At one stage, Twitch and his moped come flying over, like land on the other side. It's made fine by the fact Twitch is 5'2", so he can pull off some pretty impressive tricks on his moped. And you pull up to the gate, and there's a slightly overweight guard who's on that side. Most of the guards are on the other side, and he's got these big chain gates. It's like kind of an airlock of chain, effectively. And there's a